Hello and welcome. I'm Jenny Hall. Thanks for joining me for another tutorial. Today I am creating a unicorn and rainbow themed scrapbook page layout featuring a picture of my oldest son when he was just a tiny boy. There's a couple of retiring products that I'm very fond of that I'd like to use in this project today. I'm cutting down strips of Whisper White cardstock to create some big puffy clouds. To create a large cloud out of a strip, I am using some of the dies from the Rainbow Builder Thinlits dies, and when I remove them from the Big Shot machine, I'm rounding off the edges. See here, it's just like continuing the line that the cloud already has, and that's going to create a large, big cloud bank versus some small clouds. I have some small clouds being cut now as well. Off camera, I also will be die cutting the same cloud die, but from some white felt. Here's a picture of my big boy, and look at that smile. It just melts me every single time. And I'm going to use a piece of designer series paper to put kind of like frame his picture. I was very up in the air about how to frame this photo. I knew I'd use some sort of designer series paper, but I settled on something that just carried the light blue themes. To create a rainbow, I'm going to stick with pastel colors and use the Rainbow Builder framelits. And I'd like to share a tip on exactly one way that I've had the most success. Because when you put these pieces together, it's easy for them to not line up properly. So I've taken a strip of white paper and added some snail. And now I'm lining up each arc of the rainbow at the bottom. There will be a little bit of space in between each color of the rainbow in the die cuts. And that's all right. The important part is to line them up at the very bottom and let the adhesive do the work. Once all the pieces are placed on the paper and you're happy with the way they're laying on the paper, then the white paper that's the foundation can just be cut away so that it only is attached to the back side of the rainbow. So this is like mounting onto something that's going to keep the pieces from flopping off of each other. And I have found that if I tried to mount these rainbow pieces directly to my project, that I'm not going to be successful. So using these little strips is something that has made a tremendous difference. I'm using a piece of 12 by 12 Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to try out a couple of different places on where to put things. I have taken the direction of the design from my son himself, the boy himself in the photograph. He loves this picture of himself, and he does say hello baby when he sees baby Trip, even though he's 7 years old now. And he wanted to have a page for this photo that had unicorns and puffy clouds. So, of course, I'm going to try to make that happen the easiest way that I can. So, helping out these clouds, and there are quite a few that I've die cut, I'm going to differentiate the white from the other white that's the page base by adding a little bit of shadow work to each one of the clouds. Using my Stampin' Write markers, or you could use the Stampin' Blends as I have, you can give just a little bit of outline and it'll pull the difference away from the card base. I've die cut some unicorns and I stamped it just with basic black, and I'm going to add some shading to the different pieces of the unicorn, the tail, the belly and legs, and the hair, the mane, is where I concentrated most of the shadowing for the unicorns. So I'm adding some of the elements to the page, and I did use another stamp that was from Watts of Occasions that says "You Light Up My Life." He really likes the song to be sung to him that says "You Are My Sunshine," and I wanted to go with sunshine on this project, but that's not what he wanted, so I'm going to try to make it happen to the best of what he was looking for. I'm adding the elements down to the page base with some snail adhesive, and you see how that rainbow is a unit all to itself now. There's no picking it up and it falling apart. Trust me, I have learned the hard way that assembling it in this way really does help a lot. And my son's going to want to touch it, and it won't come apart now. It'll be held together very well. After I got one of the unicorns die cut, then my son came in and said that I needed more unicorns. So I went to my paper stash and pulled out all those colors that I made the rainbow with, and I stamped and die cut even more of the unicorns. So I will have those unicorns all ready to be put into the page. Adding Wink of Stella to the clouds helps a little bit more to differentiate the white on white. Just a little something is all it needs. To give some atmosphere to the actual page base, I've taken my Stampin' Blends alcohol marker, and I'm doing some flicks with holding the tip up against the cap, and it does make a pretty big little flick. So if you try this, and be very gentle when you're doing it, because you can damage the tip of your marker. That's another one of those ask me how I know. Here now is a little bit of video that I was able to collect of Trip helping me to place the final placement of the page. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for joining me today.
Who's that baby?
Baby Trip.
Yeah, is that you?
Mm-hmm.
So where should those unicorns go that you wanted? Gotta show me.
Oh, what's this?
That's the yellow unicorn.
But it doesn't have a tail.
Well, I didn't have a whole paper, but that's okay. We'll make him go somewhere close. So show me where you'd like to have these unicorns.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
Oh, you want them all at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
How about if I put some around the top too, for Baby Trip to have some unicorns?
Yeah.
Thank you. Straight from the horse's mouth.
Hi, my name is Trip. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.